And Test Pilot Tuesday is back, and it comes to Salzburg in Austria for a wonderful experience with this new-ish helicopter, the Mi-2 Hoplite from Digital Aeronautics. I say ish because it has been released in 2020 compatibility mode. That was its initial launch in MSFS 2020, not that long ago really, so things have moved along quickly at Digital Aeronautics HQ, and they have given us here what is the first take on MSFS 2024. The first take of several, as it turns out. So if I were to bring up the special thing that I made, which of course is not in this scene that I've made. So if I just bring this up and bring this one over here, there we go. This is possibly going to work. Oh, right in the middle of everything. That's great. Perfect, Matthew. Let's put that over there. So here is the Mi-2 MSFS 2024 roadmap, newly published by Digital Aeronautics. And hello to Zaki, good to see you. And hello to Gary, good to see you. I hope you will learn good things. Do you know what? I might just hop onto my own voice channel on Discord as well. If anyone wants to sort of pop in a question there, I might see if I can get it onto the stream. So here is the roadmap as it currently stands. We are currently at the early access stage on this roadmap, and this goes live for you to purchase in a couple of days on the 25th of June. So if you have already purchased the 2020 edition of the Mi-2, you are already qualified for free updates, reading down those columns, for all of this subsequent MSFS 2024 development that's going to happen with this machine. So, of course, with the way I have done this screen, that is too small for me to read. So can I make that bigger for myself? Yes. So above what Digital Aeronautics has already given us in the 2020 edition of this aircraft, they have done a few updates to get it working with the 2024 SDK properly. They've converted the sounds, improved performance, improved lighting, improved the doors sound bank. That sounds exciting. We'll have to do some opening and closing of doors with this demonstration. People will love that. Simplified walk mode. What that means is there's a walking mode, a walk around mode, but it doesn't, well, you'll see. I'll show it to you soon. It's simplified. It's a simple mode at the moment. And a flight model that's advanced on, based on new 2024 flight dynamics, with features integrated from this update back to 2020 as well. So this is going to go in parallel right now. So I'm sure that's always a bit of a tough call for any developer to basically have to support two products. So I wish them good luck with that. So what will soon come though is this first update, which is not what I have on show today. I have on show today the early access edition. You will see, just in terms of prices here, that the early access is going to be €35 on the 25th, but with a 10% initial discount for the first 2 weeks. So when it launches on the 25th of June, if you already own it, everything's free and you're all covered. If you want to purchase in the first 2 weeks of the 2024 edition going live, you can do so with a 10% discount, and that's what, €31.50, 31.5 euros. What is a 100th portion of a euro? Is that still called a cent? Or am I haven't spent enough cents in Europe to actually understand the difference, so I'll rely on someone kind in the chat to tell me that. I'm from Australia, I don't know anything. So then we get things like when the first update comes out, the price will go up again. So, but the updates will be free for all existing users, right? So each of those existing updates, the starting price is going to be higher. So there is a bit of an incentive there for you to get on the Mi-2 train a bit earlier if this is the sort of thing you are interested in. So that's the roadmap there, and I believe you can buy from all of your normal outlets. I think they're on Sim Market, Contrail, FlightSim.to, I think so. Not on the MSFS marketplace yet. I'm sure the developer would love to be using this as an opportunity to prove their roadworthiness for getting on the airworthiness to get on the MSFS marketplace. So that's the roadmap for this machine, and we will have to see how it all goes. I can now hide that. There we go. So a little zoom around, shall we, with my new controller. I'll get to that soon. So I'm still getting used to it. Ooh. There it is. It looks pretty familiar. I'm not sure that there's a whole lot of external difference with this just yet. I know people have been asking about can we make those, let's just get to a slower mode here. That might make this a bit easier. Get those external fuel tanks removable. Sim Market, Orbex, Contrail, Just Flight, and Aerosoft, says Digital Aeronautics. That's coming along, Digital Aeronautics. You are very welcome. Available to answer your questions, I say, throwing you in the deep end somewhat there, DA. You're in the process of getting into the marketplace. I know some people have been in that process for years. I certainly hope it takes a much less much less time for you to make that step forward. I know people have been asking about getting those external fuel tanks toggleable, so you can choose to have those on or off. You notice a developer like Miltech and Stratoware is doing very well with this at the moment. They've managed to get their machine so that it's all in the variants, and then some of the bolted on things are even toggleable inside the app they've written for the MSFS 2024 EFB, which is very, very sensible. We're not seeing that just at the moment with the Digital Aeronautics machine. So those tanks are full-time for the time being. And so I've chosen the Czech Air Force livery because it comes with an English flight panel. What did I just do to reset that? Oh, I know what it is. I pushed that. All right, that wasn't what I wanted. But maybe I'll just hop inside and we'll just do a walk around. So just to show you that we don't actually have any walk around features here. So I don't think there's anything sort of clickable here. I think this rear door now opens. So... Aha, that wasn't working for me before, so if I pull down on that, it's just got a slightly different interaction system that I'm not quite used to, so please forgive me for not getting that quite right. So you'll see Digital Aeronautics has elected to use a variety of interaction methods which are not, shall we say, completely standard. But then again, that is open to developers to choose what works for them. This one here, you click and you then move the mouse up and down. And so that's not quite what I expected there. And the mouse wheel doesn't do it. But look, there's animations in there and everything. So if I just get just here and I push that in, you can see the little catch there retracts as well. That's really cool. This is the kind of attention to detail you see in this aircraft visually. It's really impressive. So, okay, let's close that. And I noticed, Zaki, yeah, the glass looks pretty nice. Yes, good, good, good. It does. I'm not sure that it's... That looks like a kind of a overlay, decal overlay. It's not that MSFS 2024... Maybe it is. Maybe Digital Aeronautics will need to tell me that. I thought in the 2024 SDK, there is that, you get that wonderful kind of refractive effect when you look through the acrylic or glass canopies. But what we see here, I think it might be a decal or another layer, which just sort of seems to come and go depending on exactly what angle of light you get. And that sort of effect there is quite nice. It makes the material look quite aged because you're getting, again, a little bit of refractive kind of quality there in it. Ian Speed, hello to you. You should be working, but you're watching. Self-employed, morning from Wales. Very good morning to you over there in Wales. Very nice to have you along, Ian. Maybe you can work and have me on in the background. Whatever works for you. The physics of the doors were based on real doors, says Digital Aeronautics. So, good. So you pull it and it opens. Well, on this one, you just hold that down with the left mouse and then push it up and down with the mouse, and then that'll go back there. And it seems to want to open a little bit by itself as well. So I'll just catch that close like that. Yes, I have picked up a Moza force feedback base Zaki, so we'll get onto that shortly. It's down here, but I'll show you that shortly. So I'm not sure there's a lot of other interactables out here, but we can expect those to come in a future update. I think what Digital Aeronautics is saying for the time being is that this is a simplified walk-around mode. And what did I see coming up in the next update? I'll just bring that back. In the first update, we will have a pilot avatar. So at the moment, it's all just blank. There's no pilot visible. We'll be able to load passengers. We will have a full walk-around mode with ribbons, plugs, and blocks. Fantastic. Fuel tanks preset. So does that mean that's coming in the first update, the ability to lose the fuel tanks if you don't want them? And then in the first update, we get an electronic tablet with all default functions and basic custom presets. Cool. I like the sound of that. I wonder, Digital Aeronautics, if you're going to be using the EFB in the MSFS one, as Miltech have done. They have got the system where the BO105 just sits as an app here inside the I wonder what's going to happen now that I've actually loaded that. I hope nothing. Hope I don't break anything. I'll just pretend that didn't happen. Yes, so maybe don't load the BO105 EFB app when you don't have the BO105 loaded. Gary, whilst the MSFS Marketplace is frustrating as hell, it also provides some security for developers so their hard work is not being, stolen on pirate sites, 100%. We'll purchase on the Marketplace when available, says Gary. Good. DA, thank you for your efforts on behalf of the Helisim community from Gary. That's lovely, I agree. Always wonderful to see new developers going in new directions and bringing us, well, in this case, aircraft that we haven't seen before, or at least not recently. Quasi, hello to you too. And you got ads. Oh, sorry. Well, I'll take a break and I'll play some ads out on Twitch so that the next people don't don't get bothered. GD, morning. Forgive me whilst I do my French lesson in the background. French and Russian/Polish helicopters. Everything. Now you've done it, says Big Al. Now who's done it? Me? Digital Aeronautics? Oh, the BO105, trying to load the BO105 app whilst the EFB, whilst the aircraft was not loaded. Oops. This looks like it should open, this radome, doesn't it? I wonder if that'll come in a future update. Looks like you could maybe install a radar or something in there, or maybe that's where you put the battery. That's a common design in helicopters. EFB planned for second update of Mi-2 MSFS 2024 version. That's the second update, which is that called this? Oh, so second update, electronic tablet with extended custom presets. Well, there's an electronic update in the first update, tablet in the first update as well. I guess we'll remain to be seen exactly how that all turns out. Oh, we've got some helicopters flying around. Who's flying? That looks like Bradnell. Hello, Bradnell. Good to see you. Gary, Dio, it would be great to see you on a Let's Fly group flight when this machine is available on the marketplace. Well, maybe I will be extending that invitation. Developers are always welcome in a Let's Fly live stream. EFB planned for first update. Sorry, yes, but it looks like you might be bringing in some default functions in the first update, and then some more extended custom presets in the second update with the EFB. Just reading off your roadmap there. So that's the plan there with the Mi-2. So that's what it's looking like on the outside. Pretty smart. Pretty smart. Love all the struts and work down here on the landing gear. Can I crash down there and get a look in here? What's this hanging down? Is that just a cable tie that's hanging loose down there, or it's not like an earthing kind of thing? Is it? I don't know. I guess that's a cable for the brakes. By the way, I couldn't quite get the brakes to work in this edition, so maybe I'm doing something wrong. Yeah, there we see on the other side as well. That looks like it's maybe just a cable tie hanging loose down there. Looks like the mechanics didn't trim it back, cut it down. All right, so yes, there's the exterior of our Mi-2. Excellent. I do love it. Does look good in a camo livery, this machine. Yeah, really good. I love that yellow nose as well. All right, so hopping inside, what will I do here? Shall we just do, I'll give you a choice, chat. I will either do a full startup now, or I will just do a Control E startup and we'll just have a little play, and then we'll do the full startup. I kind of feel that the correct method is to do a full startup, but I'll see what people think. Tends to be that these streams, starting at this time, we get the most viewers just a little bit later from now. So see if people want to actually, I do like that I can move that fan around. See if people want to do a full startup now or a full startup a bit later. So I'll take your advice. Full startup, says Big Al. Going once. See if anyone else wants to put in a vote there. There we go. Clunk. And that attenuates the outside sound as well. Interesting, this pilot store, I'm just going to pop outside again. Does the pilot actually, can you actually step through there? You've got to step down there, because it's just, when you compare it to the door on this side, this is actually a full-size door, and the pilot actually gets quite a, I've got to remember to click and then pull down. I just find that just a little bit awkward. Click and pull down. Give it a bit of physics. You sort of fling it open and then it works. Full startup, says CGNZ. All right. So here you can get through. And this is how I think most of the passengers, at least that front row of passengers, would, I think, get in through this door. And I'm just not sure if that seat folds. So maybe that sort of front seat folds up there, because that's actually not a pilot seat. This, as far as I can tell, only ever has one pilot station, which seems slightly hair-raising. Maybe there were different configurations where they actually had a proper second pilot station there as well. Close, please. Oh, it's a little bit... You have to fling it. Fling it. Up. Clunk. CGNZ. Oh my God, you're the first person who ever pronounced that name properly. Well, yes, sometimes I get caught out and say I read things that I wasn't supposed to read, and once in a while I actually I get it right. Full startup, CGNZ. This is a bird for helicopter nerds. We don't need no stinking Control E. All right, full startup. That's 2 votes for full startup. So we're doing full startup. I just call it the anti-static ground earth, says Gary, but it was just part of the cable clamp, says Digital Aeronautics. All right, so hopping back in again. Full startup. So what I have noticed here is something that I would like to see improved, and that is the checklist has not been implemented yet in MSFS 2024. So you do not get native checklist functionality in this app at the moment. Have I hidden the... Yes, I have hidden the thing. So I'd like to see that improve, Digital Aeronautics. I want to see that checklist in there as soon as possible. This is... I've loaded in a livery that comes with an English panel, as you can see there, for the most part. Even when you choose a livery that comes with an English panel, there are still a few meters. I think these ones down here are in Cyrillic, so that's a little bit difficult. But getting a checklist in here with sort of hot points or sort of location markers so that I can actually zoom into the point that I need is going to make it a lot easier to learn an unfamiliar aircraft in an unfamiliar language. So I really hope that comes along soon. What Digital Aeronautics has done, though, to be fair, is make a full manual which has pictures and explanations of every dial and every control. It is quite comprehensive. I do realize, though, that I have not opened it, and so I will just have to get that ready now. I suppose I could maybe even show you that if I can just get this organized. So again, I'm flying by the seat of my pants as usual. So if I do a capture of, do I have it set up in the scene or not? I might have to go to this one, and I think here I have a Windows capture. I do, and the web, I'm just going to change this to the English cockpit. Okay, here we go. I think this might possibly even work, and turn on that one as well. Oh, it's really big. All right, let's just get this over here. Here is your manual. So it's reasonably comprehensive, and it is comprehensive. So when you purchase, you get a manual that has lots of background information. It's got a bit of mix of 2020 and 24 stuff there, joystick settings in 2020. There is a product activation system, so when you first load in, there's a little tablet there that you paste your serial number into. That's how that works. And yeah, so what they've done is they've actually explained every button and every dial, every function inside the cockpit, and they've given the Cyrillic and the English there, so that's helpful. I'll just scroll a little bit further down. This is what there you go. There's a bit of a map of how things work inside the cockpit. Vert 3D. I did get my Moza AB6. It is. I got mine. Looking forward to sharing profiles. Vert 3D. Yeah. 100%. Let's make that happen. I've got a basic profile set up, and I think I'm reasonably happy with it. A little bit challenging flying this machine, but we'll see how we go. And then the further you go through here, we get a, I'm just trying to find it, there's a bit of an explanation of some of the systems there. I have not read this cover to cover, or if I have, it was long enough ago that I've already forgotten some of the key details, so you'll excuse me if I skim over some of this. So here is a kind of an extended checklist, flight operations list over here, and then if you just go a few more pages down, you get a sort of an abbreviated checklist down here. So I might have to jump between them a little bit just to make it all work, and probably I'm just going to have to hide that now anyway, because I don't have enough screen real estate to make all of this work. So we will hide that, and we will hide that. Good. And I think I've got, just for later, I'll just test if this works. No, that doesn't appear to work. So I'll sort that out later on. Oh, the Moza Cockpit. Yeah, because that has to be on. That's why. Off and on and off. Oh, it's okay. I'll fix it later. It'll work. Right. So, in the absence of a checklist, let's do this. What is it? It's really quite warm in Salzburg today. 28 degrees, 29 degrees. So let's get myself positioned on the other screen. All right. So, flight controls. Do we have working flight controls here? I will just have a quick look. So, yes, I do. I've got full deflection there with the new Moza stick. The camera is moving around because of chase plane and FS Realistic Plus. So here's the collective. That's working as we expect. I'll just turn the throttle down. By the way, that's down throttle. That's minimum throttle. And with these Russian or Polish helicopters, we increase the throttle, and then you actually turn it inwards towards you to increase throttle, which is kind of the wrong way around if you're used to Western European or American helicopters. Right, and so all those controls are working. Happy with that. That's at minimum. Good. Maybe shall I give it? Yeah, so here's the slightly different angle today. Here's the new Moza AB6. I was just trying to find, where was that sound coming from? It's coming from the little fabric down here to protect the thing. My system at the moment is not very ergonomic, so doing the collective over here and doing the stick down here means that I'm going to get a very sore left arm. So I've actually figured out that I can also do the collective with the little slider on the stick. So looks like my hand's in a slightly weird place there, but if it is, it's because I'm operating the collective. So we will just turn that back down to 0. Good. Yeah, Moza AB6 it is. So that's exactly what this is, and I've got the MH16 stick as well. So it's the metal stick with the layout that I'm familiar with the Wing Orion 2, but some of the buttons don't work the same, and I'm really surprised about things like I better talk about this later, but the hat switches, not all of them click in with another button press, which is extremely surprising to me. So I don't quite understand why they wanted to go in that direction. But anyway, we will talk about that later. I should go bird watching more often. You come back with a Moza stick. Yeah, that's right. The Moza stick might possibly have arrived a couple of days before I went birding in central Victoria, and we did very well, thank you very much, getting most of our targets in central Victoria. Some good honey eaters. White fronted honey eater. Right. So, starting up this helicopter. So I've done one item. Trims, neutral position. So, now, is this actually working? I'm not sure that... so it's interesting that we're asked to make sure that these trimmers are in the neutral position here, which of course is right, and it's wonderful to have a readout of these in the cockpit. However, I don't know if we actually need to have the machine powered on to see that, or if I've just got a bit of a control issue here because I don't have that. What if I bring up the input viewer? Okay, that's not moving either, but is that because the aircraft's not switched on, or because I don't have these controls done correctly yet? I might just spend 1 second just in the Moza app, which isn't even on, so that might possibly be a factor and as part of all of this. That's why the screen share didn't work before. So has that opened up? I just need my Moza app to work over here. Here it comes. So that's there, and I'll just will this now work? And yeah, there we go. So that's what the Moza software looks like. Wouldn't it be easier to flick the battery on? Yeah, I just want to make sure, before I do that, I just want to make sure what I've left this on, because honestly, these controls, I am not used to the Moza Cockpit at all, and it is honestly really quite strange to me, some of their design choices here. Right, so hardware trim mode, but that is, right. Yeah, okay. I think I'm fine. That's what I want. I want this one. So are these working? Aha! Button, that's what I wanted. So there we go. Now, so what I'm looking at are those over here on the hat switch. Right, so this might now actually work. No, it still doesn't work. So therefore that's the helicopter and not my control. So at least I'll work that out. Okay, good. All right. So why don't you just flick the battery on? Yeah. So you run the app first, then power at the base. Is that so? Do you think I've got myself into some problems here with that? Sounds like, Andrew Sousis, that I might be actually asking you for some help. Battery. So let's just bring this on. Battery. No, up. No, we still don't get any change there on the trimmers. So I'm just going to proceed with the thing rather than get stuck on this one point. So I believe everything else is going to work. So I'll just leave the battery on for now. Oh, and in fact, I need to remember to get rid of that window capture. Sorry. So trims, neutral position, separate engine, throttle control, and test levers. Let's get those sorted out. So this is a very interesting system. We don't get 2 throttles on the twist grip. We get 2 independent control levers over here. I might just close that door to mute those external helicopter sounds. Thank you. Digital Aeronautics. Are you going to release this on Contrail, Digital Aeronautics? Is it going to come to Contrail eventually? Gary, it allows you to trim and change radio frequencies as it is so stable. What's so stable? To trim and change radio frequencies as it's so stable. Not sure what you mean there, Gary. So we've got these 2 independent levers over here, which you kind of use for testing purposes, but you see it influences the main thing there as well. So honestly, this can get very confusing. So I'm just going to, again, put that down. Okay, so those are neutral as per the checklist. Wheel brake needs to be on, except what I have learned is that we've got this here, this brake lever, but I'm not apparently able to operate it, and the parking brake binding does not appear to be doing anything either. So I'm a little bit uncertain about what's going on with this brake situation here. I've got the brakes on, it doesn't move the lever, the helicopter still moves, so don't know. No brakes, I think is my conclusion there. Pneumatic system, and that is that this one down here? Is this your pneumatic system? I believe it is, isn't it? So what are the 2 different 50 and 24, is it? Or is that hydraulic? See, that's part of the cockpit that is not in English. Oh, that's hydraulic up here. So is that correct or not? Don't know because I can't read it. Main rotor brake lever on, lower limit stop. Main rotor brake is all the way on the floor. It is not. Now it is. So the rotor brake is now off. That'd be a good way to start, wouldn't it? It will be on contrail. That's fantastic. That's good to know. Digital Aeronautics, thank you. Moza trims out to be so stable you can let go of the stick and tune in your radios as you fly. Aha! Now I understand. Yes. Yes, it does. The Hoplite, the Mi-2, is a bit of a challenge, as you shall see. You will see. So, altimeter setting, check. I'm just going to cheat and do the comma. Does it change? I'm not sure if it did or if it didn't. What is the field elevation of Salzburg, please? Let's just quickly look that up. I'm not sure if comma actually did anything there. Field elevation is 1408, and that is definitely not what we have in here. Seems like I'm 14. Okay. I don't understand what I'm doing with that altimeter. So I'm just going to leave it where it was, which was about there. That's really curious. And you notice that these are in a different measure as well. So anyway, that's a little bit of voyage of discovery for you to have with the altimeter later on. And comma doesn't do anything. Clock, wind up and set the time. Do you know what? I'm going to skip that because you wind it up with this. So you use your mouse wheel over there. And then I think you can start it with this. That's a stopwatch. Clock, stop. Oh, okay, that's changing that. Okay, that's the stopwatch going. Amazing. So look at all of your incredible stopwatch functionality down there. You'll enjoy getting your hands on that once you've got your machine trimmed out so smoothly with your Moza AB6. All right, so fuel quantity is this one. It is, oh, do you know what? I think I need this on. The electric network on battery for this still doesn't work. Okay, so I've got no fuel metering at the moment. I think it was at this point that I sort of started to get a bit frustrated and went down to the cheat list a bit further down. So hydraulic system is on. The altimeter is in meters. Convert 1400 into meters. Oh, I forgot. So 1400 into meters. What is it? 3.3? Oh, I can't remember. How many feet in a meter? 1408 divided by 3.3, 426. So I'm just going to take a bit of a stab there. Now it's gone too far the other way. I'm doing a terrible job on that. Thanks for reminding me. Of course, it's in meters. Everything is metric, and this is kilometers an hour, the speed. CGNZ, excellent. I'll probably end up buying it again on SimMarket. Buying it again? There is one of the few installers I actually like on SimMarket. Worth it to me to be able to ditch the SimMarket one, which I only have for this. Did you mean CGNZ to say Contrail? Yes, on Contrail. Yeah, I thought I sort of worked out what you meant there. Indeed, yeah, on Contrail. I like the Contrail installer as well because you can customize where it goes. If you're using MSFS add-ons linker, you can do things like save it to a custom directory outside of the community folder and still be able to toggle it on and off with add-ons linker, which is incredibly helpful. Thank you, Contrail, for doing the best installer. I really wish SimMarket worked like that as well. CGNZ, I don't think you have to buy it again. I think you can transfer. I'm not too sure about that, actually. I'm hoping you might just be able to transfer it to Contrail. Big Al, if you buy the 2020 version on Contrail, do you get the 2024 version update for free? Oh, but that's complicated. I'm going to bring this back again because Digital Aeronautics said that if you had already bought the 2020 version before January 22, then June 22, so today or yesterday, if you already own the 2020 edition by that date, then you can get the 2024 updates for free. So no further need to pay if you have already got the 2020 version. What it means in the next couple of days, I don't quite know. I would think that you're probably just purchasing the 2024 version for the next couple of days. CGN said, no, not yet. DA is not listed as one of the devs on Contrail. No, not yet. For license transfers, you just tried. Yeah, okay, all right. Well, we'll have to see how that goes. I would like to think that you would not need to pay for that again if that came along. So, yeah, we'll have a look. Let us know. And maybe talk to Digital Aeronautics if you need a bit of a hand there to get it sorted out. So, that was the hydraulic system. No, it wasn't. It was the... Where was I up to? Hydraulic system... I need to turn on the converter, which I think is this one. Up you go. And I think I need to turn on the hydraulic system. I feel that I have missed something up here. CGN said, I don't mind buying it again. Devs need to eat. And I can afford it. That's very community-minded of you, CGN said. Thank you. Hello, Adam Toast. So great to see you. Good day. Good day to you too. Any interesting observations already? Oof, there's lots of interesting observations. There's no in-house checklist just yet. It'll come hopefully later. So that's why I'm alt-tabbing to a different screen to keep with the startup here. Now, why has that not come over here? I would have thought that I would have seen hydraulic pressure with the network on battery and battery on. I'm surprised that that is not working right now. So I thought that I'd done this previously and that I would see the hydraulic system power up like that. I might just have to start the battery later on and see what happens over there. In fact, was I supposed to have all of these on already? Digital Aeronautics. This is MSFS 2020 version, MSFS 2024 version coming 25th of June. Hang on a minute. What are you talking about? Surely this version that I'm testing here that you sent me is the 2024 version, Digital Aeronautics. Surely it is. This is, I am using a preview edition of the 2024 version, am I not? Please reassure me. That's what I thought. Yes. Okay. Good. All right. So I was just getting a bit confused there. So, right. And speaking of confusion, I also don't think I think I've missed something in here, but I think it might come right. Beacon light comes on. So these switches here use mouse wheel interaction. So mouse wheel down, mouse wheel up on those ones. Hello, Ritzkio. Salzburg Airport celebrated its 100th anniversary. Oh, very good. Yes, Gary, that did scare me. So I'm glad that's not the case. I'm glad that's not the case. So is the beacon actually working if I pop outside here now? Or do I need to have another breaker on? I think I might need to have another breaker on. Does that actually go? Oh, the beacon is working. Oh, look at that. It's a rotating beacon. It's not very bright, but then again, it is blazingly hot summer day here in Salzburg, so maybe we ought not to see that. Look how awesome that is, a rotating beacon. Yes, we get functioning tail rotor there. That's nice. I always like seeing these things animated beautifully. That's really good, digital aeronautics. Thank you. Do we get any animations in the rotor disc? I don't believe so. We get collective animated, but we don't get cyclic animated, which is complicated. You were talking about contrail availability. Yes. So on contrail, they're going to have 2020, but they won't have 2024. Is that what you're saying? I'm still maybe a little bit confused about what you mean there about contrail. Did the joints detach on that tail rotor, or was I seeing things? I think I know what you mean. I'll pop back there again because I've got a new stick today. I'm going to make lots of mistakes. I don't think the joints detached. I think it was, you just saw these. That's a better view there. Oh, that switch is really going to annoy me. I have to say there's a couple of things about the stick that I'm finding a little bit hard to get used to. So one more chance to view this. It's not detaching. That's just a balancer or something. I'm not quite sure what that part of the device is, but you can see that is actually working correctly there. The linkages are here. So the pitch is actuated here. And it actually looks like they've done a really supreme job there with getting that right. So that looks really good. Does the tail rotor get load effects so pedals are harder to use? Good question. The version I'm using today is for MSFS 2024. Good, yeah. No, just a perspective thing, Adam Toast. Yeah, I think that's all fine. I think that one's fine. So, the beacon light is working. Fuel pumps check both. Surely I need to have some of these breakers on, don't I? Yes, I do. Surely I absolutely need to have these breakers on by now. So, have I missed something in here? I'm just looking at the... I don't know. I'm just going to switch them on anyway. All the breakers come on. All the breakers come on. All the breakers come on. And then I believe we're going to be seeing things metering up here. So this might make a little bit more sense now. Still nothing on the hydraulic. But now I love, love, love these blinking lights. This is so good. Up we go. I mean, look at that faded kind of incandescent light effect there behind those panels. That's really great. That's really impressive. So, and we can get more things by turning this on. The warning lamp, check the warning lamps. Now we get a whole Christmas tree effect lighting up over here. And they're not perfectly in sync either, which is nice. So you can kind of see them coming on at a slightly different rate, which is just really effective. Looks really great. Makes you just feel like you're in a bit of a beaten up old-fashioned old school machine, and which it is. So and that's represented really beautifully here with things like these light animations. Really good work. Really good work. So it didn't really answer my question though about why some things are not working as I thought, but I'll figure it out. So yes, we've still got some warnings. That's fine. The fuel pumps, check both. Right, so this fuel pump situation is really strange. The helicopter, I think, ordinarily works on fuel pump 1, and then there's an automatic switch over to fuel pump 2. So what I can do is turn on 1, I think, with that. Or do I have to bring this up first? Oh, so number 2 is on now. Number 1 pump switching on. Ah, there we go. So then that changed over to that. And I think org switch up off pump 2. So I think if I go down here, then we fail over to number 2. So I think the purpose here is if this dies, then that fails over to 2. So that's how the fuel pump works. It's normally on 1. Okay, so we have fuel pumps. Check on beacon light. Fuel pump number 1 is on. Fire shutoff valves are open. So fire shutoff valves are down here. And some nice animations to be had down here as well. So we just put these in. Fire lever, in you go. Clunk, they go down. Air intake. Okay, haven't had reason to play with that yet. I've got my own air. So that was just Digital Aeronautics answering Gary. Yes, the tail rotor load does affect the main and tail rotors. They're interrelated. Yeah, okay, good. Good. Fire shutter valves are open. That's done. Fuel pump. Start running switch set to start. The start running switch set to start. Is that this one here? Oh, yes. Engine cranking, engine start. That's on start. And engine selector switch, we'll start engine 1 first today, the left engine. So we'll switch that over to the left. And what we do now to start the engine is just push the start button, which is pretty easy, which is this one right here. So we're going to push that button there. I'm going to then pop down to the main panel and confirm that we've got some RPM in the engine. So that's two dials in that meter. And then I'm just going to pan up here and we introduce fuel with these 2 levers up here. So we've got that fire version and fuel shutoff levers. So they're down on the floor, the fire shutoff levers, and then we've got these fuel shutoff levers up at the top left here as well. HeliSim Pilot. This is the 2020 version, now updated for compatibility with 2024. I think this is the 2024 version, but obviously it originates in the 2020 version. So this is the one that's going to be on sale in a couple of days when the 21st round of 2024 compatibility comes. It's a fairly some of the things have been a bit simplified in this first iteration, but they will continue to work on it, and then there are all the updates still to come. Just in case people have just joined in, I'll just bring this back again, the roadmap, and you'll see that there are we're at the early access phase. So this is what's going to launch in a couple of days, and then the updates, there's not timelines on those just yet. I'm assuming they're going to be throughout the rest of this year. So that first update will be along soon with some further 2024 functionality, including, I would hope, a checklist, and certain, things like the first iteration of the electronic tablet, things like that. So Heli Sim Pilot, this is the native 2024 version, but it doesn't have every final 2024 feature in it yet. That's what the roadmap's all about. So that's what we're seeing there. I hope that's clear, Heli Sim Pilot. Yes, obviously this is derived from the 2020, but this is now a different version. This is the 2024 version, but it's an early access that is not feature complete yet. That will come with all of these further updates you're seeing on the screen right now. Hope that's clear. There's a thumbs up from Heli Sim Pilot. That's what I wanted to see. Thank you. All right. So so there we go. We're ready to start. So I believe we can just do it. So yes. Oh, I could have checked. I quite like playing with this over here. You get some quite cool effects. Is it that one? DC. I thought I could get some interesting voltage readings on here by messing with this. But what haven't I done? Do I have to click one of those first? Oh, no. I know I've had this working before, but you get some nice animations on those meters here as they sort of spring to life. And again, here we've got a mix of mouse wheel. That's now broken. I know I've got to drag this one up, not mouse wheel it. So we're using a bit of a mix of different cockpit interactions, which if it were my choice only, I would be saying just keep it standard for the MSFS 2024. But it looks like we've got a bit of a mix here. I can't click this. I need to sort of flip it up, and I don't have enough room with the mouse to do it. So anyway, I think you can still fly the aircraft without that. So starting the engine, for goodness sake, Matthew. Hold down the start and listen to the sound. I'll turn the sound up a bit for you. We have RPMs. We're up to 20. I'm going to introduce fuel. Whoa, that was a bit too far. Introduce fuel quick. We've got rotor. Rotor speed is measured in percent, and we're already at 10%. Interesting, the gas temp seems to come up really quite slowly on the engine there. I mean, I've got 30% rotor RPM, and I've only just hitting the peak of the gas temp now, so a bit of a curiosity there. I don't know if that's realistic, or just felt to me that I would have had that peak much sooner. When air starts moving through the turbine, it helps to cool it down. So I'm perhaps a little bit confused about that, but that's what's there right now. And so that's all stable. It does sound good, Gary. Nice recordings. They're all made in real aircraft. My only feedback about it, I have said this to Digital Aeronautics already, I'm finding the interior sound a little bit mono. It's not mono, it is stereo, but it just feels very narrow. I'll just pop outside for you. Sounds better out here. Just something else I've noticed here. I think the tail rotor emitter is coming from the wrong place. Oh, this stick is going to drive me a little bit crazy. Sergeant Yash, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Yes. I'm almost at a point where I'm feeling that I want to put the Orion 2 stick onto the Moza base. Just because I'm finding these buttons a bit annoying. I'm just not hearing a separate tail rotor effect at the moment. If there is one, it's mixed up inside the main rotor mast there, which is a problem I've seen in several 2024 aircraft, where it resets the point of emission for the sound into the rotor mast. So I have seen that before. with a couple of developers. Small heli, nice, 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 says Sergeant Yash. Yeah, it's not that small. I mean, it's, well, it's, I think the max takeoff weight is smaller than a Huey, but it does have 2 engines, so they are not particularly powerful engines. So you've got a little bit of safety there by having 2, but I've noticed that you can't really fly it on 1. If you want a nice hydraulic cyclic feel, says Andrew, crank both the friction and the damper to 100% in the Moza app. Reduce the centering spring to only 2 or 5%. I've got no centering on at the moment, is how I found it. And I did increase the friction a bit there. Sergeant Yash, yes, it is the Mi-2, the Hoplite. Designed in Moscow and built in Poland. Let's get our second engine started. Hey, or have I missed some steps here? Starting to use fuel shut off, set to open, oil pressure reaches 1.5 to 3 by the end of the start. So oil pressure, we're just below, yeah, we're at about 2.4 or something there. That's fine. Starting lights off, yes it is. Started, engine indicator on, yes. RPM of running engine increased to 80 to 85% RPM. It's just below. So do I do that with the independent control or with the main control? I'll try it with the main control. Okay. Get it up to 80%. There's 80%. That's actually maximum, is it? Oh, not quite. So, select the engine not running. Yes, sir. So, we get the right selector selected, and then we repeat that procedure. Engine selector switch. Have I just skipped some buttons here? Start button, press. There it is. There it comes. Get that fuel quick. If you don't do it fast enough, it'll die. Down you go. There's number 2 coming in now. Heli reels. Hi. Only I am thinking the external sound not similar. Not similar to the internal sound? Is that what you mean? Heli reels? Do you find it like too different from the inside? Is that what you're saying? Is it a true 2-engine heli? Well, yes. Yes, it is. I'm finding it a bit tricky to do to do twin-engine or single-engine operations. I don't know actually that the Mi-2 can genuinely fly on one engine. I think it might be enough to get you down to the ground softly, but these are not big, powerful engines. It's not overpowered. Put it that way, the Mi-2. Alright, so 1.5 to 3 by the end of the start. We're at about the same point. It's a tiny bit lower. Engine 2, I think that's on its way up. Starting continues, that goes off. That's all off up here. It is. Those are off. And, oh, I forgot to get these generators on. That should have been on right away, probably. Oh, that's what I wanted to see. Whoa, that's not what I wanted to see. What I wanted to see was these indicators. So just watch the voltage indicator here when I take this generator off. Boing, love it. Bring this up here. And bring this up here. So we've got 2 generators on. Not a lot of load on them at the moment. There we go. I think that just switches what we're reading over here. And I think at this point, with the 2 generators on, we can take the EU network off a battery. And we just make sure the converters are on. I'm not sure what... I have to go and look at the manual, but I'm just going to save some time. I think I'll just bring that up. Hydraulic. Do we have hydraulic pressure? We do. That was at 0 before when I was getting a bit confused when we didn't have power in. Heli reels, not similar with the real sound. Please check ADF arrow. Does the ADF arrow make a sound? Is that what you're saying? I'm again, not quite sure what you mean there, but I take it in good faith that the sound is recorded from a real Mi-2, so if there's a little bit of work that can be done to enhance the sound pack, I'm sure that will happen. I would prefer in the cockpit view to get a little bit more width on the sound and make it sound a little bit more stereo. I would appreciate that. Okay, so gyro horizon on and uncaged, so I think we just mouse wheel that in and mouse wheel that in, and then you can see those working there. Yeah, I think that's all I need to do. Do I need to just neutralize that? I think it is. So gyro horizon, radio altimeter on. Now, interestingly, it has lost the you can't use this at the moment, so I haven't switched it on though. So the radio altimeter is done up here. ADF intercom radio altimeter circuit breaker. We turn that on, and what do we see here? Oh, there it is. Now we get the. Okay, so it came all the way up. It says the source was invalid. It's beeped because we've gone below 50 feet, which is, of course, is where we are, and it remains on because we're below 50. That's good. I quite like this radio altimeter. I do like a helicopter which is equipped with one of those. Makes certain things much easier. The gyro SYN compass on and slaved. So I think I just hold this and does it. Seems to be right anyway. I think that's okay. ADF on and tuned. I think I'm probably going to skip these. The radios. Engine operating parameters check within limits. Yes, I think that's all fine. Throttle twist grip, right position. So all the way up. So we bring it all the way up. There it is. And that just brings us to 80%. It actually, I think, operates normally on 80%, so that's all fine. Do we need any anti-icing today? It's 28 degrees in Salzburg. It's very warm indeed. We do not need any pitot or anti-icing today, so they can all remain off. We can now run through. I'm going to skip this because we could now do things like reducing one of these, which is done with a mouse wheel again. So that reduces engine 2. So you can see now engine 2 is not contributing all of its energy, and we've lost several percent of rotor RPM. So it can't actually, it can't maintain rotor RPM even while it rests on the ground with one engine out. Yes, you can join. We are at Salzburg. So here come the settings. And I'm not really sort of got any particular flight plan or anything in mind today, but we'll just have a bit of a play around here at Salzburg and see what we can do. And you're welcome to come and join too if you like. That's all there open for you, all of the settings. And we are at Salzburg LOWS, so that has gone in there for you as well. If you want to join in, just feel free to come and have a little fly if you want to, not a problem. So I've cut engine 2, but then when you bring up the other one, oh no, is that right? You would then just start to do some tests until that starts moving, but then I start to get a bit confused. It will take a couple of minutes for me to do all of these, and now we've got 2 metering above. Now that comes back down once we've passed 80%, so that's working okay there. Oh, what's not supported in MSFS 2024? CGNZ. Is the current 2020 version usable in 2024? Not supported in 2024. So that's, I think, the situation there. So what I need to remember to do now is just neutralize these. Whoops. Which, it's a bit hard. You don't actually necessarily know what is the center position. I think that, oh dear. This is sort of a notch. You can just sense it. I can't find the middle. Hopefully this is right. Not a system that I'm familiar with, clearly. That system of having those 2 separate throttles over there on the side. So we've attained 80%. Again, our engines are reading the same 80%. That's all fine. So I'm just going to stop playing with it, and we're going to not do all the run-ups. So taxiing, chocks are removed. We don't have any today. Instrument readings are normal. The collective is at its lowest point. The taxi light can come on. The taxi light is down here, so on you come, please. Down you go. I'll just go pop outside in a sec to have a look at that. And the main rotor RPM is indeed 73 to 80. It is. Heli reels, yeah, 100%. You do amazing work, Digital Aeronautics, and you're doing it quickly and efficiently. Thanks for the free update for those who purchased earlier. Yeah, great. Good. I agree. So anyone who's purchased the 2020 edition already is not disadvantaged in any way. You can come in at the, well, for free, and you will be entitled to any of the future or any of the roadmap updates that are listed at the moment for free. So that's great. So good on you, Digital Aeronautics, for going in that direction. Makes it nice and simple for people. And Digital Aeronautics says, heli reels, thank you for supporting us. That's lovely. Okay, so to get taxiing, this is already, I think, maybe not quite working, because the collective pitch throttle control lever is supposed to be on the floor. It is. The taxi light is on. The throttle grip is all the way up. Rotor RPM is correct. So I should just be able to smoothly push the control stick forward to initiate full forward motion. Make turns with smooth pedal input. Yes, maximum taxi speed allowed is 10 kilometers an hour. Okay, so out we go here. So I should be able to just reset that view again. Okay, I should be able to move the stick fully forward or forward. I'm moving it forward, I'm moving it forward, I'm moving it forward, I'm moving it forward, I'm still moving it forward. I'm pretty much all the way forwards now. I'm all the way forwards. All the way forwards. Actually, I'm not all the way forwards, there's still more. Okay, I am all the way forwards now. I'm pretty sure the brakes are off, but I can't interact with that lever at the moment, so I'm a bit confused about it. But what I have discovered is I can pull a bit of, oh my god, the most important thing is the fan's not on. That fan needs to come on at once. So that's over here. Up you come, please. Yes, fan. Ha ha ha! It wouldn't be an Eastern Bloc fan, helicopter if there wasn't a fan pointing at your face that you could smack your face into. Anyway, that's great. So what I have discovered is I can add a bit of collective, contrary to what the manual says. And again, go forwards a bit more, and we are moving. So a bit of collective appears to be required, and then the speed is just controlled. I wonder if the brakes are on, because it does seem to lose its momentum pretty quickly. Yes, so I can keep that in the same position. Come on. Come on. We don't want it to take off though. Just want you to move forward, please. There you go. Does that look like the brakes are on? I mean, it's moving. Looks like it's heeling forward quite a lot, doesn't it? And if I let it sort of pitch back a bit, it will quickly lose its speed that it has gathered. This is very strange, flying it or taxiing it from this angle. Ooh. Loving that Bell 505 in the background, Bradnell. Alright, well that's kind of working. It's coming forward, coming forward, coming forward. Looks like a Chinook is loading in over there. Who's that? FHPRA, hello to you. Very hard to just maintain the speed that I want. Maybe there is a problem with the brakes still. I'm not sure, because the binding doesn't seem to do anything, and I can't move the lever on the stick. So is there another binding that I'm missing? So it's calm winds. I feel like I want to turn left. I can't remember which way is the fastest. Have you tried the park brake toggle key, CGNZ? Yes, I have. Well, no, I've tried my binding for the same thing, which works on every other aircraft. If you remind me what the default is, I can just look it up myself. Look it up myself. Brake. Oh no, don't fall over. Ugh. Brake. No. Parking. Wheel. Why are you being annoying? Nose wheel steering, decreased steering. So it's just parking, I think. Toggle park. Why are you being annoying? Add parking. Control and space. So, is it going to do anything here? Oh, what? Thank you, CGNZ. You are right. Oh, now it's perfectly fine. Parking brake down on the right. Well, so what I have determined, I'm afraid to say, is that, well, unless my binding has just deleted itself for some reason, I can have a quick check. The Orion throttle base, search by input, joystick button 75, search by input. Why are parking brakes on? Oh, okay, all right. So you just haven't connected it to this binding as well. That's what it is, isn't it? So parking brakes on and parking brakes off are not connected to the parking brakes. So you just need to add that one as well. So keyboard, what was the one I used here? Control space. Toggle parking brakes. So why is that disappearing straight away? This is being annoying. So yes. So not all of the parking brake toggles are toggling the parking brakes. Thumbs up. Good. All right. Thank you. Good. Nice to get that one sorted out. Communal effort. Thanks CGNZ for that. Right. Now let's see if I can actually do this properly. So reset and now just smoothly forward on the stick. That's a long way forward again. Has it gone back on? No, it should be fine. So fully forward and we're still not moving. So I'm afraid this is still not. I feel it needs a bit of collective as well to get it going. That's just contrary to what the manual says. So might need a little bit of fine tuning there as well. Lovely. Don't begin too fast here. I can reduce the speed just by pulling back on the stick a bit. Toos, I'm just going to just check your settings and just do those as well on the stick. It's a bit of a fine art just getting the collective just right for this to taxi properly, which it's currently not doing. By the way, look at this animation in the struts. Yes, that is lovely. That's just me playing with the collective, up and down, and it really lifts off the... Oh, don't actually want it to leave the ground, but I am very impressed with that animation in the struts. Oh, can't steer from that angle. Very hard to fly backwards. Let's just get back on track. After me making it bounce along. I've used quite a bit of fuel already. It started off on 3, it is now only 2.5, and I haven't gone anywhere yet. Yeah, it's just maybe at this point that I start to have that mono engine sound just feeling a bit kind of a little bit tiring for me. So it's not mono though. I've got to be fair. It's actually not mono. I tested it with another app. It's not mono. It just sounds a little bit mono. So it'd be nice just to get that separated, create a bit more stereo width in the headphones will be make it a bit less tiring, I think, to listen to for a long period. can adjust it with this. This is volume. I wonder if the surface is completely even there. It would seem to be just the nose wheel coming up and down. The Tobii eye tracking is a little bit more sensitive at the moment because I have to sit further back. I'm sitting at least, I don't know, about 20 centimeters further back than I normally do because I've now got, well, oh dear, I'm doing a poor job here. Maybe it's just I don't have to stick further enough. Gary, it's as if it needs some bass in the sound. Yeah, it's quite midi, quite mid-range. Again, I'm sure they, yeah, that surface was not even. Well, here we are, runway 15. Bradenell's already waiting. I'm just testing everything, really, people. I'm just giving everything a go. Andrew, what you might find is because the cyclic sits where you leave it comfortably, you use almost no trim, 100%. I noticed that as well. In fact, if I'm just going forward on the trim and you can see the nose coming down and you can see the meter going up there on the trimmer, I'll just reset that with... Oh, the reset doesn't work. Why is that? I think it's because I... why isn't that working? So, base, search by input, rotor trim reset is not... Oh, no, I have found this. Why is this now? Yeah, so the rotor trim reset is not resetting that. Put it back to neutral. Using the input viewer. And using those, which I could have done. How's it in VR? If anyone has had a go. I've done a little bit in VR with this, just to test something else, and yeah, I thought it was just fine. CGNZ. SimMarket app just updated. You can now set custom install directories, so it says. Well, that sounds very helpful indeed. And hopefully it remembers it so that you, when you reinstall or you update, it goes to the correct place again and overwrites the old one. So, I am just going to take Toose's advice and bring up the window capture there, and I am going to look at the base. I've got no spring, and you wanted all damper and friction, didn't you? Is that what you wanted? Lots of damper, lots of friction. I have to now scroll back. Check both the friction and the damper to 100%. Okay, so damper goes all the way up. I'll just give this a go. And friction goes all the way. I had friction quite high, but I didn't have damper very high. So I'll just give this a go here. Yeah, it feels kind of pretty similar. Just giving this a little go here. Now, for people who have the AB9, you won't be getting what I get, which is a bit of a... I do get a bit of a coggy, grainy feel inside the AB6 when I'm testing it like this. When I'm flying, it's not so noticeable. You want a little centering, 1 or 2% on the spring. Okay. Yeah. I don't really notice it at 1 or 2%. Maybe it just comes back at me a little bit. Maybe I do notice it. So those are my basic settings there. Alright. I'm going to fly a circuit and then I'll come and do some hover practice. So, is anyone following that? This is why you're not, because you would have been waiting on it. That door's not closed. That door has come open. I think it's now... How interesting. I've never flown a helicopter before where the door comes open by itself. Something usually undesirable. So that was interesting to discover that. Interesting to discover that. Right, okay, so let's get rolling again onto the runway and we'll just do a takeoff. Except not so much cyclic, sorry, collective this time. Forward on the cyclic. Has that brake come back on again? No. Yeah, I just noticed a warning like that. Oh, God. Question there to Andrew from Vert. Do you have that for all your helicopters or just some? Maybe hydraulic helicopters, hey? I am not very good at taxiing this, as it turns out. It's a bit hard to know exactly what I'm supposed to do with the cyclic, seeing as some collective is required, evidently. Let's get the landing light on. Because I'm slack, I use it for all. Well, if you get used to one, I think it's reasonable. The Cabri does not have hydraulic assist, so you're feeling everything there in the Cabri. It's not heavy on the stick though, but it does shake around on you. But then again, I suppose anyone would. Okay, lined up. And what does that light look like from the outside? Oh, there's FHPRA loaded up with something that is not loading properly for me. That's interesting. Where's my landing light? I'm sure I switched it on. Was I supposed to do something else here as well? Landing light is on. Hydraulic system pressure gauges. Nav light. Nav light. Another switch for the radio altimeter. What's happening to my audio? I think it's all correct. I think it's all correct. Okay, so Mako 6 is here. Hello to you. Just had an interesting real-life experience in a helicopter. Has our Mako. So I'll do a little bit of rolling takeoff, pull a little bit more. Whoa. Pull a little bit more collective. I needed more right pedal, evidently. Oh, that's a lot of right pedal I've got in right now. More than I thought what I had previously. Maybe because we're hot and high. Well, we're not that high, but we're certainly hot today. Maybe more right pedal is required. That's got it sorted out now. I feel like I've got... Huh? That's hardly any. Okay, sorry, just concentrate on the end of the runway, Matthew, and fly properly. I'm just getting distracted by the right pedal. Okay, so what I'm finding with the setup and the very, very, very soft cyclic feel of the Digital Aeronautics Mi-2, of which I am testing the 2024 early access version, thanks to Digital Aeronautics for sending that along so I can put it in the stream. I'm finding a very, very, very soft cyclic response, and it means that it's very easy for me to get into pilot-induced oscillation on the controls because it's so slow on the cyclic response. It's just the way they coded it. Digital Aeronautics maintains that this is realistic. They test it with real pilots, and that's the way it is. So I've got 125 kilometers an hour happening here. And I'm going to do a left circuit. Still climbing out. That's a coordinated turn. No, now it's not. Yeah. There's a tiny... Oh dear. That's not a nice turn at all. It feels like it's done it in very little space. Look at that. I'm so close to the runway already. And I'm only about 600 feet up. I suppose it's fine for a heli circuit. Very easy to overcompensate on the... But then, I mean, what makes it easier, on the other hand, is the fact that you hardly have to do anything with the stick. You can just see that little bit of oscillation is creeping in all the time the way I'm doing it. I only got 140 kilometers on. I'm going to try and pull a bit more collective. I'm not quite sure... Whoa. Not quite sure what the operating limit is on the engines in terms of when they're just below 100% right now. Am I supposed to not go above 100, or will it go above 100? Is there a... Well, why am I nosing up so much right now? This feels like the H225. So I'm going to try and get going fast to get this... Okay. So... Oh, I'm climbing in meters. Matthew, you have got to remember this. I thought I was... Okay, so we're nosing up. I've got full cyclic forward right now, and only then does it come back down. Alright, so that feels a bit like the H225 where it sort of prematurely wants to go into a retreating blade stall. That's what it feels like. Let's turn off the head tracking for a minute, just while I catch up with the comments. Lower collective because I've gone far too high, because I forgot the altimeter is in meters. Alright. Josh Grayson. Hi, Matt. How's it going? It's going really great, Josh. Thanks for saying hello. Really great, Josh. Vert. Oh, yes, you're getting your AB6 soon as well. Excellent. Digital Aeronautics for CG. Yes, some don't have the MSFS 2020 and use this version in 2024. One of the reasons we made 2024 version earlier to make it easier for everyone to use with no glitches, though still fully supported. Good. All right. Maybe I should have looked around to see the runway. Yeah, we can make that. All right, so left. Just watching the balance ball. Step on the ball. There's our coordinated turn. It's reasonably easy to read, unlike the BO105. Oof. So at the moment I'm feeling a bit suspicious about that retreating blade stall effect. I wouldn't have thought that was coming in at 130 kilometers an hour. What is the V&E on the Mi-2? I'll have to look at the manual. Or maybe someone could be really kind and look it up for me. Shouldn't have. I thought it was pitching up at less than 150 kilometers an hour, which does not seem right. Although now it's fine, because now I'm going downhill here, and we're almost got up to 200 kilometers an hour. So I'll see if I can do a rolling stop and see if I can get down to the taxiway where I think Mako is. Just with this incredibly soft cyclic response, you really have to have your wits about you and plan ahead. So that's the radio altimeter letting me know that we are within the 50-foot zone where I left it. So yeah, the speed's bleeding off now. That's what I want to see. That's better. Oh, so soft. You have to think ahead. Getting a little bit of cyclic movement now with the effective translational lift, or the transverse flow effect, which I did leave on. So it's just an effect. You can see the stick's just jumping around a bit in my hand. Kind of maybe left it a little bit too strong, but it's sort of quite fun. Good to know that it's there. Gives you another kind of sixth sense. It's not the sixth sense, it's just one of your main senses as to where you've left the cyclic. So that's sorry, how your helicopter's handling. So yeah, it's good. Hi Alex, I'm going to answer your question in just a moment. It's going to come down to, I said I was going to do a rolling stop, and I'm on the wrong side of the line now for it. I'll just let it pop down here. Very forgiving. Main gear on those huge hydraulic struts, and now I've found some AI aircraft. Is that moving or not? No, it's not. That's good. So actually, you know what? I'll just leave it here for a sec. So you stop there. I'll toggle that parking brake on. On that comes. Turn the head tracking off, and answer this for you. Alex, so the AB6 grip, this is the MH16 grip that I've got. So I asked for the MH16 grip because I thought it was going to be a little bit closer to aviation kind of things that people are used to, and it's got a few more functionality, a bit more functionality than the sort of generic combat one that comes with the AB6. Not that there's anything really wrong with that, but I just wanted to just try one actually that was also a bit closer to what I was used to with the Orion 2 that we're looking longingly at over here. There's nothing wrong with the grip. The grip's fine. It's just I'm a bit disappointed with some of the button functionality. Not enough. The hat switch for the trim feels like it clicks down, but but there's no button for it. It doesn't. It's not an output, which is very very disappointing. And also there's a, I'll just pause it and put it all the way forward. Over here there's a, this is a mini joystick in the Orion 2. In here it's sadly just a 3-way switch, which doesn't seem to click down. So this one doesn't click down, this one doesn't, but this one does. And that's a real sacrifice on the number of outputs from this stick. And I noticed that the what looks like the axis down here for the brake is not actually an axis. Vert3D, the click changes it to button versus axis. You're going to need to help me understand what you mean by that, Vert. The click changes it to button versus axis. Oh, you mean so I hold it down and then it's an axis? Oh, hello! That does actually feel like it might be something. Yeah, that reset's still not working. If that were an axis, I might start to be feeling a bit happier again. That one's not an axis, but this one, could that be an axis? Do I still have DI view set up here? DI view. What would really be, and I don't like saying, but would be a game changer for you, Matt, would be a heli collective. I know, but I just, it's like, oh my god. I have the one that WinWing, now Wing Control are done, but they don't do anymore. Changes the profile and software. I'm just going to, okay. Am I seeing any set renumerate? Okay, I'm just trying to sort of just have a, I'm not going to waste too much time with this. I thought I'd just have a quick look and see if DI view can see my controller here, and apparently it can't. FFB base. It's not even logging those. Now something's, am I now wrecking my stream? Because it's not getting enough right. I'm just going to close that. So that's it for DI view. You had your chance. How's my performance going? Oh, it's all okay. I haven't dropped out there. Okay, good. That's good to know. All right. Well, Vert, you and I are on the same page there. So I'd like to know how you go with that. Yeah. Mario, I hope I could join you, but is new PC assembly time. Well, that's the most exciting thing you could possibly do, is assemble a new PC. So you go and enjoy that. So I wanted to do some hover testing. I'll see if I can just pick up to, I've got the brake on now, so wow, I'm down to only, I'm burning a lot of fuel here. Just going to see if I can lift on the spot, which I have achieved. I need a more right pedal though. Absolutely Big Al, I do want a proper collective, but I need to get a proper seat first, and I'm just not quite sure if everything's going to fit, and I need to do a little bit more work to calculate all of that. Ooh, almost running out of tail rotor authority there. Hey, why is what's happening to my fan? It's pointing in the not the direction that I wanted to point in. I'm going to see, I think I've got over here, I found an object somewhere over here that I could just do some hover testing with. Or you have to be so smooth on the controls with this. I found this like a bit easier to fly with the Orion 2. I guess I'm still getting used to the force feedback. I mean, the force feedback's not bothering me, but it's just the combination of the incredible softness of the cyclic in this machine with the new stick that I'm using. Whoa, sorry, not paying attention. And you get into things like that where you can easily lose it. Ugh. Dear oh dear, that's terrible. I'm doing a bad job. I obviously do not have the feel for these controls yet. I feel like I'm just going to go and grab the Cabri at the end here to actually prove to you that I can actually still fly this. But I want to do, my idea of a hover test here is to first of all come to a stable hover. And then just try and do some translations with this little bit of pavement here in front of me. But look at this oscillation I'm getting myself into here, and try and beat it. just with it, just with so little responsiveness in this flight model, it's really hard to know how much more you need to do, and you just need to learn to do a lot less, I think, with it. Just touch the rear strut there. So I'm looking off into the distance, trying to just work around this rectangle here. And I'm finding it hard, to be honest, because I'm still getting used to the way this stick and this add-on helicopter interact together. That's not good. Alright, and so we're going to be in another horrible oscillation now. The input feels so delayed into the Mi-2. So to get into a hover, you have to actually really stop yourself from doing anything at all, which is... Some would say, well, yeah, that's how you hover. You're supposed to not over-control it. But this is just hard, and there's full right pedal. Come on. By contrast, here's full left pedal. So that does move it. So that's, I suppose, good. Although, of course, that would result in me deliberately hitting the ground. Oh, Ritzkio. Okay, thank you. You've got an idea for me to go and land somewhere. I like the sound of that. This will be nice. It'll be very challenging in this because, as you can see, I'm having a lot of trouble hovering. So... this really is making me want to temporarily change to another aircraft to prove that I can hover it, because this is not going well. And it's, as I said, it's because, I think it's because, well, there are three reasons. One, I'm new to this combination of stick and add-on. Two, the Mi-2 is very soft in the cyclic response. This helicopter is lighter than a Huey. I've never flown a Huey though, and I've never flown an Mi-2. So what do I know, right? But there's no other flight sim aircraft that flies like this in my experience. And look at this forward and back oscillation I keep getting myself into here. It's really hard. So it's going to now whack the rear struts again. Ugh. It's really hard to hover properly. It was actually, weirdly, it was actually really easy on the old stick. So, oh, I'm not going to change the old stick. That's lame. Oh, it's tempting. It's a little bit tempting. All I would have to do is just bring that over here and put the old thing on it. Will that actually work? Do you know, I'm just gonna do an outrageous cheat right now and just change sticks and see how much of a difference that makes. It's just, I'm not gonna take that mount away. So what I have to do is just get this out, because it works with the same cable. Whoops, and I didn't mean to bring that up. I'll get rid of that in a sec. All right. So how am I going to go with this? With my old stick. Oh, still very slow in the pedal. No surprise there. No, it feels like there's something has changed in these flight dynamics since the last version, and here comes that forward and back oscillation again. I mean, if I practice and practice and practice and practiced on this one aircraft, I'll nail it, right? It won't be a problem. But it's just very different from what you might have seen with other flight simulation helicopters. Yeah, I feel I can do it better with the Orion 2. How weird. I'm going to switch it back in just a sec, but yeah, I just find that a little bit mysterious to explain, especially considering that I did quite a bit of testing today with the Cabri with the Moza. So, okay, well that was interesting, but I can put that away now. And replug. Swapping hardware live on the go. Down you go. Yeah. Just that I'm used to the stick. Yeah, true. It is. But it's multifactorial. The Mi-2 does seem even bigger and heavier than it did in the 2020 guys. Heli Simpilot, you're on the Mi-2 as well, but it seems you're not able to see my heli. For me, you are invisible. I'm on version C1. Yeah. That's interesting. So, every other app, like Chaseplane and FS Realistic Plus and so on, detects this as the same aircraft that it was before. But you're saying that you... Oh, in fact, there you are flying past. Let me just... Yeah. Invisible, Heli Simpilot. You are invisible. It's just not loading in, is it? Is that what FHPRA had as well? That is a very strange effect. Is that actually part of an Mi-2? I think it is. I know this is a bit of a weird test. Oh, there it is. Finally it loads in. Oh, it's an LOD issue. When you get really close, it works. Thanks for helping me check that. So if you can just come a tiny bit closer, please. There you go. Oh, you're right on the... I think you're right on the brink there. So if you can just come a tiny bit closer, Heli Simpilot, it might just solve itself there. That probably feels a bit too close, but this is Test Pilot Tuesday after all. Oh, it's my zoom level that's doing it. What is up with that? So if I zoom in and zoom it there, now you come right. That's bizarre. I've never seen anything like that before. What does that mean? So Mi-2, 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 I zoom out and then it turns into not what we want. That's bizarre. That is bizarre. I've just got the zoom shortcut just here on the stick, and that's why that's messing up. So FHPRA, yeah, he was in, or they were in the Mi-2 the whole time as well. You think it could be Chaseplane? Well, how else could I check to... I could just try different cameras. That is bizarre. Zoom is connected to LOD range, says Gary. Yeah. It certainly seems to be. Well, whatever it is, it seems to be not quite right with the Mi-2 in 2024 at the moment. That's what I can tell. I don't know how you'd go about testing this, but it's not quite right now. It's another bug that needs to be fixed by a Sobo? Really? Digital Aeronautics. It's an LOD issue, yeah. Sure is. Well, when I zoom in, there it is. It'll come right. There it is. Perfect. How strange. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one before. How very strange. So, let's go and try this helipad. It's going to be very hard because I'm finding this combination very hard to hover. So which is the helipad we want? Is it LOI 46? University Hospital. What's this one? LOSL. Salzburg University Hospital. It's a Ford Transit can. Ha! It's near the fortress in the middle of the city. Which one's the fortress? I'm sorry. I'm not very good with... Well, I'll try and... Okay, just follow the... I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. Let's get my chat back on. I'm not seeing the... Yeah, Kurt, it's the... this is the zoom, so try zooming in and you'll see it. Lots of right pedal, lots of right pedal, lots of right pedal. Forward, gather airspeed. Oh, that's what I wanted to test. I'm just a bit suspicious about why I was getting that nose up behaviour. There's my ETL coming through. Oh, there's a crane over there. Don't crash into that. Fly right over the top of it, preferably. It's the other, says Rescue. Well, which other? Oh, come back, mouse. So LOSL. This is so hard to fly. Hilarious. So I think the wheel brake is on. I can't remember. To be on, it needs to be. That needs to be. That needs to be up. I think it is. Ah. All right. Not flying properly. Oh, that looks like that would be the fortress up there. So I think I'm going in the right direction. This is going to be an absolutely terrible landing, I promise you. I promise you. So after this, I'll then just try to get that nose up behaviour happening again, because I found that a bit strange. Oh, it's off to my left. Lovely Salzburg. Still haven't... still off to my left. It's in there somewhere. Hopefully I've got the right one. I might need to just pop outside. Oh, for goodness sake. Is that the nose up that I didn't want? Ah! That's not going to work. Oh, there it is. I see it. I see it. I see it. Oh, it's excellent. Spectacular. All right, so I know what to do now. Oof. So just follow the highway back in, and then that'll have me pointing right at the helipad. Reset the view. Yeah, the eye tracking, the further away you get from it, the less reliable it is. It used to be a bit better where I was previously, when I was a bit closer. I mean, it's okay when it gets a bit of forward speed up. It's a little bit more stable and forgiving. Step on the ball. Let it go around. Nope. Turn. This turning behaviour is a bit strange. So that was a coordinated turn, and yet I lost almost all of my airspeed. That's not what was supposed to happen. Why isn't that working? Yeah, this is awkward. I can't quite see. If I crouched it, yeah. Oh dear, I'm not doing a great job of this, managing my speed. It's just like I can't get the view the way I want it. Which might be just because I just don't have the controls all falling in the right place yet in my hands. I'll get there eventually. Oh, it's a lot to get used to. New add-on. Looks great. Lots of beautiful, authentic detail. Lovely animations. Let's see what's going to happen here. Yeah. So now I'm going to pull it, and I'm going to be in an even worse place. It's not how you do an approach at all, but I'm just finding it's very hard to manage when I can't see the pad properly. Oh, this is exhausting. Excellent. So I think that was Mako just informing me that wind's coming from the opposite direction is what I've got. Is there any wind at all? It was pretty still when I last looked at it. Landed on the front wheel. That's not really how you're supposed to do it. Oh, for God's sake. Well, that was absolutely terrible, but I did get on the pad. Oof. Oh, okay, so there's another pad over there. Alright. Some model devs put a 500-meter rectangle through the middle of the model vertically to get around the LED issue. The rectangle is not textured or drawn, but the sim sees as part of the model, making LED draw from a greater distance. There you go. I'm going to change aircraft. I'm going to change to a Cabri because I was testing it before and I was going just fine. So, aircraft selector. I'm going to ask for a Cabri, G2 passengers, thank you, and load it. And I'll come back to the Mi-2 shortly. And I'm just going to just do a Control E to get myself started up here. We've got 8 knots coming from 019 at the moment is the wind situation. So Mako's just discussing what's going on there with the wind there as well. So I am very curious to see what it's going to be like when I just change this around here. What's it going to be like? So Ritzkio, I landed on the wrong pad apparently. There's another one by the fortress. Is it LOSU? Alright, so I'm just doing it here in the Cabri because I just want to prove that I can still fly. So we just cheated and just did a dirty old Control E to get going, and I need to do a 180 here, I think. So right and right. Forward cyclic is needed in the Cabri when only one person is occupying it. So I went backwards, but and I'm still going backwards. But I can hover this better than where I was before, that's for sure. Right, so go and find this other pad. Use it on 180. And let someone else land here. It's not really how you'd fly a Cabri with a single engine, but anyway. Am I going the right way here? I think so. So just, oh, there we go, back onto the river. This time we watch the string and keep it pointing up by applying left pedal in this turn. Nice coordinated turn, 60 knots only. Proving that I can still fly, hopefully. How beautiful, flying in Salzburg! How lucky we are. How lucky we are having all of this. And Big Al's found another spot as well. I'm going to see if I can find this other pad. Ritzkio, I'm sorry, I'm still not quite sure exactly where you meant, but I'm going to just try the other one that I found here. LOSU. Oh, magnificent, isn't it? Salzburg. Oh, that's where Big Al is. Yeah, good. You found a landing pad up there on the castle itself. So my recollection of flying the Cabri is that I had a lot more feedback through the stick in terms of I just had it bouncing around. I think maybe turning the tension up was not the right thing to do for the Cabri, so I might need to just revisit that. Oh, here's another pad. Right, so what's my Heading now north, so I'm into the wind here, and I'll be able to just get this down here perfectly, I feel. Keep a bit of speed up, Matthew. To get down onto the hospital landing pad down here. And I've got a lot of bouncing around at the moment through the stick, courtesy of ETL, transverse flow. You see, you just keep it in the same spot in the window and you keep moving forward and then you can do it. I just found that very hard with the, and I just came up a bit short though, in fairness. I found that very hard to achieve in the Mi-2 as it was, so don't quite know. Yeah, and then I lost concentration because I was looking at Delta 1 Foxtrot 3. So what should we do? I should go back and be fair and just put the Mi-2 back in again. So this does work, is what I think I've confirmed. I don't want the aircraft capture tool. That is not what I want. I want to select the aircraft, and I don't appear to be in full screen anymore, but now I am. I'm going to choose the Czech Air Force, which is the one I had before. Load that one and see how we go here. Oh, it's your hometown, Riskio. That's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us. Right, so it's got louder now because the door is open. So let's close that door. Control E to cheat. Again, very hard to close that. Right. Back to the Mi-2 and well, okay, so a couple of other, Riskios is giving us a couple of other tourist hotspots there for us to enjoy at Salzburg. That's lovely that it's your native city. Thank you for sharing it. Big Al's found another great spot up at the castle. CGNZ, yeah, you're making me nervous about trying to fly the Mi-2 when it releases for my sim, yeah. Well, I don't think it's the end of the story yet. I'm sure there's still a lot of work still to come, and like the still in very active development, evidently. I wouldn't be sort of giving up hope or having any kind of feelings like that at the moment. I think it would be beneficial to keep an eye on things and see how it turns out. I do not intend to publish a full review yet on this early access edition. I think I already discussed this with Digital Aeronautics. I just feel that it's more useful for the audience to see it with having had a bit more work done on it. Although with that said, and just in case people are just joining the stream now, here's the roadmap again. If you were to buy now, you do actually get it for a bit of a discount. So if you were to buy the early access in its first 2 weeks, starting in a couple of days, you will get it for €31.50, is it? I can't quite, it's a bit small on the screen that I've got here. And then you can see the price escalates as it gets further down the development chain. But if you were, of course, to buy it now, you will get those future upgrades for free. So yeah, for a full review, I don't know, maybe a little bit further down the track, maybe in a couple more of these updates I will do the full review. HeliSim Pilot, you have no issues with the flight model, great. What do you make of HeliSim Pilot? What do you make of the... I'm just trying to think of the best way to ask the question. Right, let's get the throttle up. What do you think is the most comparable helicopter in MSFS 2024 or 2020 to the way that Mi-2 flies? HeliSim Pilot. Just trying to get a bit more of a perspective on where you're coming from, so I can understand you best and make sure we're sort of talking the same language, as it were. Maybe if I move my view over here a bit, get a better view down that lower left window, sorry. I need aft cyclic here to lift without moving backwards. There we go. Ooh, lots of pedal required in this hot atmospheric condition. Photogrammetry trees are a bit unfortunate. Forward we go over here. Hold it there. And we're moving forwards. The question, Heli-Sim Pilot, is what is the most comparable, the most similar handling helicopter for you compared to the Mi-2? Just interested just to get your perspective on that. Oh, Big Al, you have found a great spot there. I am not going to attempt to put the Mi-2 down on that. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. Oh, well, now that I said I'm not going to try it, it is kind of tempting. I wonder if I can just get it right in the middle. What is that shape on the field down there? What is that shape? I can try and put it in there. We'll just find another hospital helipad, something like that. I just want to do that test again of trying to get the aircraft sped up, and just I want to see that effect of the nose coming up again. We'll lift up here to the fortress. It's just spectacular, isn't it? It's not solid. Oh dear. All right. So that was just Mako on the other text, on the other voice line. Okay. All right. So. Sorry, I'm trying to fly the helicopter, which is quite challenging, with the stick, which is quite challenging, and also just deal with the question as well. Oh, it's just very. I just find that the input is very laggy, and because it's just so slow and laggy, it's just very. I'm finding it very hard to fly. I could learn and adjust to it, but. But Heli-Sim Pilot, you find the Mi-2 like the Huey but heavier. The thing is that in real life the Mi-2 is lighter than the Huey. So something in between the Huey and the 105. It has a mix of both in my opinion. I don't find this anything like the 105 at all. I find it's very interesting. I just wonder what why our experience is very different. That's what I'm just trying to explore. I find it nothing like the 105, maybe a little bit closer to the Huey, but the Huey is a heavier helicopter than this. What am I doing here? I thought I'd just look at the flight model. I haven't left it on anything silly here, have I? We're on a modern flight model, flight interface. I don't know what else I can really check here. There's no assists on, I hope. Assistances are all off. That's what I want. What are these? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Disable crash damage. That's essential for helicopter flying. I just feel that this would be the piece of cake in the Huey. A heavier helicopter than this one, although this one has a very heavy and delayed response for me in the controls. You have to think ahead all the time. I mean, you have to think ahead anyway when you're flying helicopters, but this one even more so, way more so. So I'm just going to try and get some speed up here because I want to try this problem, see if I get this problem happening again. Pulling left, and we're rolling heavily. Sorry, I'll try that again actually. Just level off if I can. So this is all the oscillation that's happening because it's so delayed. Wow, I'm not doing anything. Why won't it level settle down with me not doing any extra inputs? Okay, I've got full forward collective, cyclic, sorry, full forward cyclic. Pulling collective, the nose should move to the left, it does, and it pitches up as well, a lot more than I expected, and in fact I've got the stick fully forward now. That's not natural, that's not a good way to fly. Finally got a bit of rotor slap happening. Full forward on the cyclic. Is something fighting me in... Why is that trim all the way forwards? So if I neutralize the trim, that's me fully forward on the cyclic. There's me with neutral cyclic. I'm going to do a loop here. Why is it flying like that? Why is it flying like that? I don't understand that. Okay, well, I'll nose down on the trim again. Andrew, I do have trim in. Well, someone's put in there for me. The trim is a long way forward right now. Is it moving by itself? It is. There's some custom coding. That's what's going on. I am fighting some custom coding, and I'm not enjoying it. That trim spot is moving around by itself on the input viewer. Is that in view for you right now? I'll just make sure that it is. Is it behind me? No, it's right in the clear view there. You can see the moving by itself. I've got right cyclic in. We're still banking over to the left. I don't know. I'm finding these flight behavior is very strange. Very strange. Let's reduce that volume there a bit for you. Maybe you try it on the ground with no trim, completely neutral. Well, what I was testing was what's going to happen with the nose when I gather speed, because that's what I was suspicious about before. So I've got 200 kilometers an hour on now, but I'm losing speed. Now we're nosing up. The trim has moved itself all the way forward. Delta 1 Foxtrot's flying beautifully. Now the nose wants to go down, so I pull the collective up. There's some custom coding in here, and it's not really to my taste. That's just me though. You might just be fine with that, and it might not bother you. I don't understand. I mean, the custom coding is also detecting the fact that the nose is coming up because it's moving the trim all the way forward, which I would kind of rather it didn't. I would rather in a manual helicopter be flying it manually. I'd probably find that easier than having some kind of custom coded stability solution in here confusing me. But that's just me. Other people will be fine with that. They will enjoy the softness and smoothness of the helicopter, and they will learn that method, as opposed to me, you know, where I've learned much twitchier machines, and then I struggle when they are so delayed in the control responses. Anyway, to turn the stability auto trim off. Don't think so. I think it's custom coded into the flight model too, so I think that's the way it works. I think so. That's... yeah, interesting. So now with lower collective pitch, the flight model's able to bring the pitch trim, sorry, the cyclic trim more central. So I wonder if it was just a way for the flight model to deal with over torque in the main rotor. And I've got to be honest, I'm not actually quite sure what I'm supposed to aim for on the engine RPM. Like, I don't know if I'm allowed to exceed 80, because I have been. So maybe that's a problem. Maybe I'm just over asking too much performance from it. Don't quite know why those dropouts in sound happen. So what other tests could I do? Here's the radar altimeter. Try it on the ground with no trim. I'm not quite sure exactly what you meant, but I can, of course I can try it. Another horrible landing. So the cyclic trim seems to be related to the collective pitch. So with me moving the cyclic around, it's not chasing me with the trim. So I think they've introduced it as some way to moderate the helicopter's behaviour when more cyclic pitch is added. Collective pitch, sorry. So when we get moving then... Goodness me. Why are you pitching over there? That makes this behaviour makes no sense. I know I'm not doing it properly, but why would you go over like that? I wasn't putting in any further cyclic deflection from where it was. Why is it not weather veining with the vertical stabilizer? By the way, the helicopter does have a moving horizontal stabilizer, so maybe that's what the pitch trim is simulating. Come over here. Can I make it work on the ground? Just pause it, actually. It might just help me to fake it. Huh, interesting. So this horizontal stabilizer is linked to, the animation of it is linked to the collective pitch. So I pull collective and the horizontal stabilizer comes down. So I don't know if that's having any aerodynamic impact on the flight model. It might just be cosmetic, kind of like the MH60 stabilator. So not quite sure about that one, but that is modeled there. I think it's just the animation. So when you say it's weird, yeah, I find that, I've paused the simulation right now so that it won't take off. So if I just pull it now, yeah. 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 I'll need someone who's a little bit more expert on how an Mi-2 works, right? So, Mi-2 horizontal stabilizer. Yeah, AI's already got it wrong. Okay, collective linkage. The stabilizer, this is, I don't know where this is getting... Mi-2 developed. Okay. So I just found one source here that's talking about how the stabilizer automatically tilts as you adjust the collective pitch, helping to maintain optimal fuselage pitch angles during forward flight and minimizing aerodynamic drag. Yeah. It provides longitudinal pitch stability, keeping the aircraft stable and preventing sudden pitch ups as the helicopter transitions between hover and forward flight. Well, that's kind of what happens with the MH60 as well. Placed predominantly on one side of the tail boom, really? Looks the same to me. Yep. So linked to the collective pitch. All right, but it's I don't know whether it's aerodynamically doing anything, but it is supposed to stop the nose from coming up when you're adding, although now it wants to go down. I'm trying to keep the cyclic really stable. Oh, I've got to pull it back. Goodness me. Yeah, I just feel like I'm finding something in the code here, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, real pilots have, had input on this. Is the trim model backwards? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how. No, I don't think so. I mean, it's so the trim is added nose down trim right now. So that feels kind of like what that horizontal stabilizer is supposed to do. Looking at the end of the runway. See how fast I can get here on the runway. Adding collective pitch. The nose wants to go to the left. That's good. Adding more collective pitch. Maybe what I should be doing is just looking in the manual and seeing what the limit is on the... Okay, see, now I've run out of nose down authority. Am I losing main rotor speed here? D8. What was the question, please? How is this flight model coded? Okay, what's the question? I noticed that the horizontal stabilizer animation is linked to the collective pitch. Is that cosmetic only, or are you putting stuff into the flight dynamics as well? Dependent on the position of the moving horizontal stabilizer. I would assume it's probably just cosmetic, but maybe it feels like there might be something else going on in the code as well. So as I add collective pitch here, rotor speed came up. It's strange because the engine RPM didn't. Again, I'm just kind of oscillating full forward on both the automatic sort of trim there, which is just part of the custom flight model coding, and on my stick. So I get into this kind of unpleasant situation here where I'm getting these nose ups, which I can fix with bringing the collective down. But I don't know what the pitch limit is on the Mi-2. Oh boy. This is quite hard to fly. Beep. I'll try and get it on the numbers. But I will also do a 180 as well. Oh, I should try and actually, you know what? I might cancel it. I will try and get it on the numbers, but I'll combine it with an auto rotation because I just want to make it even harder for myself. 150 kilometers an hour, allegedly. It doesn't quite feel that fast. Or does it? Don't know. I have to be super active on the fore and aft. That's what I found on the hover as well, right? In the hover, I found that I was constantly going fore and aft, chasing it. And it's the same in level flight as well. And even, that was not a coordinated turn, but even when I do a coordinated turn, it doesn't feel coordinated because I have no speed at the end of a coordinated turn. Which is a little bit odd. Okay, so I'm going to attempt an auto here. I'm just going to pull down the collective, sorry, the throttle, and we'll just cancel out. So we lost quite a lot of rotor speed here in this mess of an auto rotation that I'm doing. Try and get onto this taxiway. Oh, I've got very fast. Didn't quite realise that. So I should be overspeeding the disc right now, and I'm not. So hardly move. Still on 82 or something. Okay, the rotor speed came up when I increased the collective. That seems wrong. The rotor speed came up when I increased the collective in an auto rotation. Yeah, not sure. Not sure. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of take no, I'm not. It's disrespectful. I was going to say I'm going to take that Huey, but I'm not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shut this machine down, and this has been a really enjoyable stream. Thank you very much, Digital Aeronautics, for coming along. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this further develops. I've got a couple of concerns about the way it handles. It's a little bit unexpected for me, but we'll deal with that later. I'm not the only one, and there'll be other people who probably just love it just the way it is. So there's the heli. That's the heli area where I took off from, but I don't want to hit those light towers, so I'll just come over here a bit. Be nice to keep the speed on here. Pilot induced oscillation again. Better now. Trying to keep the H in the same spot in the lower left. Don't know why I'm sliding over to the left. Well, I did that kind of perfectly. Much to my surprise, I have just completely aced that approach. That's not what I expected at all. So maybe I can get used to this. Let's come forward just a tiny bit. Just keep the tail boom out of the inside the square, hopefully. Almost. Oh boy, oh boy. All right, shut it down. And I haven't done this at all yet, so let me just get the yeah, I wasn't able to. Right, Digital Aeronautics. Okay, so yeah, so there's an answer to the question. I'll just get that initial pitch down. A question about the moving horizontal stabilizer. It is connected with the collective, yes. Its operation limitation is realized through trim deviation. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. I feel I'm fighting something else though, and it's not always obvious in the trim indicator. See how good this heli makes you look, Matt. Thanks, Big Al. You're very kind. Right then, so let us find the shutdown checklist. Just seeing if I missed anything here. Running takeoff, no, climb, max up. I hardly was able to make the main rotor RPM move. Digital Aeronautics, it was done that way because in MSFS there is no possibility to make deviating stabilizer for helicopters. Yeah, well, the one in the MH60 I think is just cosmetic. It doesn't change the way the helicopter flies at all. So the aerodynamic effects are realized without any movement of the trim. They're just kind of simulated inherently, I guess. Level flight, yeah. Okay. I don't think I was missing anything too wrong there. It's just that I'm still just getting used to the way it handles, which is very... I feel like I've got a bit of a delay in the control input as well. Okay, converters off, generators off. So let's start switching off. So converters off. And generators off. This is custom code via wasn't, yeah. Yeah, I see that. Fuel shut-off valves set to closed. So the fuel shut-off valves are these ones. Well, they spin down very fast and the rotor speeds are bleeding away very quickly. Fire shut-off handles, we close those by pulling them. Wow, does the rotor really shut down that fast? It stopped already. I feel like I need to turn the engine off. That seems very fast. Is that rotor brake all the way down? Yes. Okay. Another slight curiosity. I sort of thought that it would retain a bit more inertia than that, but that's just a guess. Fuel pumps off. So that's off, and we just move that into the middle position there. That's off. Fuel pumps are off. Beacon and navigation lighting can all come off. That's over here. Searchlight. Beacon, position light. I would have thought we could probably turn these off as well. Oh, I had a bit of crackle there from the radios. Nice touch. I didn't notice that before. And then we can turn all these off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Circuit breakers all turned off. And the batteries now can come off. Up here. And the rotor brake we can set. You are done. All right, come over and have a look at the helicopter. Shut down. Oh, I should open up all the doors. That's what I should do. Didn't actually have a look around the cabin before. Open the doors. How do you do it? Open. Oh, that's the how to keep the door open. So we close this one. Open that one. There we go. Open all the way. Then the little sliding door for the pilot to squeeze through. What if the seat folds? Because otherwise people have to clamber over all of this, right? Because there's no other way to enter the seat. The aft-facing seat at the back here, you can access through this door. And this time I have to... sort of fling it up with the... Seems to work. There you go, our lovely Mi-2. I like this Czech Air Force scheme. So that's my first impressions of flying with the Mi-2. Stunning visual model. Oh dear. If I zoom out of my own model, it loses its LID. Wow, that's not great. So maybe a little room, a little area for to be investigated there. Maybe there's a cheap way of fixing that problem, like Gary was talking about that before. And yeah, that glass effect does look nice. Who was saying that before? Right at the start, that does look really successful. I don't think that is the default MSFS one. It seems to be a slightly different pattern, but it's really effective. So visually very pleasant. Beautiful work, lots of detail. Love all the flexing in the rotor struts. Sorry, in the main gear struts. Look forward to the possibility of being able to configure these external tanks. I know people have been asking about that. Didn't have a look up here at the main rotor before, but really weathered, worn appearance up here. That looks great. Big Al, Digital Aeronautics, can I ask you the ratings in MSFS Marketplace? Is that number of users rated an add-on or number of add-ons sold? Number of users who rated it, I think, Big Al. Just as I asked MSFS in Wishlist that they have the amount of add-ons sold and number of reviewers to give better visibility for us customers. Right. Oh, they might consider that confidential information. Sales, secret sales information, Big Al. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Beautiful modeling in here. Really great. Really great. So, there we have it. My experiences with the MSFS 2024 Early Access Edition of the Mi-2 by Digital Aeronautics. You can buy it in a couple of days for a discount. It does look impressive too, so it really does. Yeah, really happy with the appearance there, and I do like that. I'd already said that. I do like that Czech Air Force livery. I like the ones which are pale underneath and green on top. I think those look excellent as well. A few little questions from me regarding the way it flies. Although this is always a matter of taste, you can never get two people to have exactly the same experience with a flight model. So I know that Digital Aeronautics has worked with real-life pilots, so I'm sure feel confident that what they've done is informed by real-life experience. Just for me, it just feels just very, very different from other add-ons. It feels like you're flying a massive airliner. It's lighter than a Huey. This has less takeoff weight than a Huey. Those engines are not very powerful up top there. Yeah, another great heli in the sim, Big Al. I can't have enough helis in the sim. Thanks, Digital Aeronautics, for all your hard work. Yeah, I back that up 100%. Is my Moza on helicopter flight model or aircraft? Helicopter, I think. It detected it as helicopter, and I was turning on all the rotor effects, so I think it's on helicopter. I didn't realize that you could just... There were some presets where you could maybe choose custom. I think it was on custom. So, if that's what you meant, Gary, hopefully that answers your question. Quite a few people tuned in today, which is great to see. So I think we maxed out about maybe about 46 people all in at the same time. So really great to have you all along today, people. Thanks for coming along and asking your questions. Last call for questions because I'm about to log off. So I'll let you have your chance to put a question to Digital Aeronautics while we're all here, or to me, if I can answer it, about this new helicopter. Always excited to have something new to play with in the simulator. I really loved hearing some people like GD, the CG, sorry. Nice promo. Would have sold me if I didn't already own it. CG, obviously a very supportive person who's talking about will happily buy it again in order to help support the developers. That's a wonderful thought, CG. Thank you for sharing that with us today. So last call for any questions regarding the product or my experiences with it, or Digital Aeronautics, who's very kindly come along and participated in the chat with us today. Always really great to have a developer along. Get in there now with your question, or go and buy it in a couple of days for 2024 when it's available to you. See if you can fly better than me. That landing light's still out. I wonder if that's going to retract back in if I change this in here. Whoa. Zoomed in too much there. Landing light is on. External. External. I suppose with all the power off, maybe it will just stay out. You said there was a walk around or simple walk around. Yeah, there's no, you can walk around, but there's no, you can operate the doors, but that's about it at the moment. So there's no ribbons, what was the correct way to put it in here? Let's get the thing up again. So we've only got a simplified walk around at the moment. Future walk arounds will have ribbons, plugs, blocks. I assume that's chocks. Yeah, so you'll have a little bit more functionality coming in the first update. Then we get a bit more tablet functionality as the updates roll out as well. Maybe a bit more customization. It'd be nice to see a bit more use of the variants and being able to switch maybe the language of the cockpit while we're actually in the aircraft. That'd be great. I'd love that feature. So even if you like, I don't know, a Russian exterior, maybe you could just inside it on the EFB switch to the English language cockpit. That'd be a really great feature for people to get the maximum enjoyment out of the add-on, I feel. There is not a visible pilot at the moment, Big Al, but there is one coming in the first upgrade. So the first upgrade will bring a pilot avatar. So that is not there at the moment. Yeah, you remember there was that unfortunate double-headed entity when the 2020 edition was first operated in 2024. So they fixed that, clearly, by removing the pilot avatar. But that's coming in the first update, so that'll come along soon. Yes, I'll be looking forward to seeing how the tablet comes along. Digital Aeronautics, if you're still there, will the tablet run as a app inside the MSFS EFB, or are you doing your own custom tablet? Yeah, Big Al, you'd rather have a pilot when you're flying rather than, it just feels a bit strange when there's none at all. Yeah, it looks a little bit invisible, doesn't it? A little bit empty. Oh, looks pretty cool with these doors open. Whoa, too fast. Slew. There we go. Gentle. Always a bit of a risk that with the way that I got these controls set up at the moment, that it will reset the view and mess it up. That sprung protector there for tail strikes, it is actually sprung. I did that in a previous test. So that's all animated beautifully as well. So should you actually nose all the way up, you will get caught by that little safety boom there at the back, and it does compress in there. So it's pretty cool. Very nicely done. Big Al, I guess MSFS have heli physics coming too in next update, don't they? Better ones anyway. Controversial opinion, but I think while there are always little problems to be sorted out, I think the MSFS default heli, I don't mean the default helicopters, but I mean the core computational fluid dynamics model that MSFS offers is incredibly powerful. Now, I've had developers talk about that with me as well, that how the ones that I've spoken to, really believe in the future of that as flight modeling, for the benefit of making really great helicopter add-ons. So I know people like to rip on MSFS a lot and talk about the flight dynamics are rubbish. X-plane is so much better. DCS is so much better. So, well, I think MSFS has got like a really interesting base, and like it's still in very active development, and we see things changing a lot. Big Al, we do of course have those, I think what you might have been thinking of were those new developers tools that are coming along soon. So yes, I think, was it even Sim Update 6? What are we on now? 5. Yes, so there'll be new debug tools which will help developers fine-tune the aerodynamics of their aircraft. So as a developer that I spoke to said, any love given all to helicopters is most welcome. So it's all progress. You can see Seb talking about it when he gives his presentations from an Asobo point of view. It seems like he has had to learn a lot about helicopter physics, and I think you can see it flowing through into the simulator. So I think it's moving in the right direction. Mario, I think that if you know how to develop and do things, you can do awesome models, to be honest. Yeah, I think you can. I think you can. I think you can see with the BO 105 that it uses pretty stock standard flight model, and it's actually benefits for that reason. So it sort of flies like the other helicopters, and it works like it should. I mean, I don't have BO-105 experience, but it flies like a helicopter should do, and yeah, I think they've done good work. Mario, I've not tried your final mod. Sorry, I've had too many other things to try. Now it flies like it should. Yeah. Look, I want to see Stratoware and Miltech do further work to improve that machine, especially around one engine and operative. And yeah, those engine parameters are not right as things currently stand. We can see that, so we do need to see that improve, Mario. I completely agree with that. Completely agree. Well, thank you, people, for your excellent questions and for your kind support of what I do here in the simulator. And the community really enjoy having you all along. I love hearing your questions and love hearing your responses to little things that we put up to in the simulator to try out and to see how people respond. Always fun. Oh, there's that weird. What a way to sign off with that weird sound effect that's still there. Where's it coming from? There must be a Mi-2 right next to me for it to be making that sound. Yeah, so it'd be nice to see this one addressed as well. I think it's this machine over here, whoever that is. Yep. Oh, that is not great. Yeah, so just a bit of a weird sound, multiplayer sound thing that needs to be sorted out for the Mi-2 as well. Still seems to be in existence there. Good, people. All right, thanks so much for your kind thoughts. Time for me to log off and get on with some other stuff. I'll let the stream play out for another minute here, and look forward to catching you all another time real soon. Thanks. Bye now.